Okay guys, I'm going to be talking to you today a little bit about diabetes and how to administer a shot, be it insulin or some other type of shot. With my particular diabetes, I take my blood sugar. I use what's called a one-touch Ultra Smart. It's my favorite monitor. I've tried other kinds, but I really like this one. It's a little more pricey. I think it runs like $80 or something like that. Straight up over the counter, you can buy them. I believe without a script now. If you want to have one in your preps, or if you have somebody in your family that's diabetic, these are a really good monitor for the simple fact that you can hook this through a USB cord up to your computer and download all of your information, all of your test results, whether you're feeling hungry, that sort of thing. I didn't intend for this to be a One Smart Ultra commercial, but you can see it's got some really nice features. It has a screen that will light up. You can scroll through here, check your logbook. It has a memory. Your sugar by meal, insulin intake. You can keep all this information in here. I am not so diligent that I keep all of my information in there, but I do keep some of it in here. I don't count carbs. I do keep some health check information in there. So you can see July 2011 I had an eye exam. You can see that. And my blood pressure was 169/99. Those kind of things can be kept in there. You can also keep your A1C scores and stuff like that in there. Important, pertinent health information. In mine, this one came with a little carrying case. And it comes with test strips. You simply pop a test strip if you're checking someone's blood sugar, if you think they might be diabetic or something like that. You take the test strip. It has two ends. It has a little white and black end, and then it has a little end where you feed your blood in. And I've already tested this morning, but for the sake of this video, I'll do another one. It says code 25, and that is the same corresponding code that is on this vial of insulin. I'm sorry, this container of test strips. So that's what you do there. Okay, and you can see here it's ready for you to apply the blood. You simply cock this back. Okay, and now it's ready with a little trigger. It's got a little pin in there. You're going to take and clean off your finger with alcohol. And I've already done that once this morning and tested with this one, but I'm not going to waste it and use another one. Then you mash the button. I'm doing this one-handed, so my kids are at the table carrying on. I'll try to speak above them. Alright, you get a little drop of blood and you apply it to the end of the little test strip, and it just sucks it up in there. It's really kind of cool. Okay, my sugar right now is at 214. I need to take some insulin. It's too high. Your average sugar needs to be between 80 and 120 on the monitor. Okay, mine is too high this morning. I had some cocoa before bed last night. I probably should have tested my sugar before I went to bed, but I did not. So waking up this morning, my sugar's a little bit high. So I'm going to take the used test strip out of there. Once it's been used, it's no good. It'll store that information in my monitor, and should I want to download it and print it out for my doctor or email it to my doctor or anything cool like that, I can do that via USB cord. Okay. Now, I usually take these and just toss them in the garbage, or I'll stick them in these little packages here. Now, I've used this same alcohol swab for my finger. I'm also going to use it for injection. I try not to waste these if I can help it. It's still got plenty of alcohol on here. I'm going to take and rub a little spot right here on my belly. The reason why you do your belly, and I'm going to clean this off too. Okay, the reason why you do your belly, this thing is toast, so I can throw both of these in the garbage. Okay. I like to do my belly because I can't feel it there as well as I can other places. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this one-handed. Let me see if I can hold this camera like this with my chin. Okay. I'm going to take my cap off my needle. I'm going to turn my vial upside down. Let's see. First of all, I'm going to pull 45 units of air because that's what I'm taking. Not the air, but I'm going to inject the air into the vial. Like so. Then I'm going to hold it upside down and carefully draw the insulin into the syringe. I'm going to check my syringe to make sure I have the right amount. 45. That's what I take. Should I need more, I have some fast-acting insulin that I can also take. But that's how you draw the insulin out of the vial. Okay. I'm going to pull that out. Let's see. Now, I'm going to have to set the camera down, so forgive the shaking. Alright, I'm going to turn it around here and aim it at my stomach as best I can. I'm going to pinch a bit of flesh. Fat is actually what it is. And then I'm going to take and inject this. I've already swabbed it with alcohol. Okay. And then I'm going to take and push in the plunger. It's pretty pain-free for the most part. I mean, it hurts a little bit sometimes. Give that just a second to dry. Now, I've got another vial. This is a pen. And I'm going to use this one. It comes with a little... I hope this turns out clearly. It comes with a little tip, and you just twist it on here like so. And this particular one is called Victoza. It kind of is like a glucovage or something like that. It helps with my insulin being absorbed into my body. So first of all, I dial it up just a smidge. Let me pull my shirt down so I'm not showing off my belly to everybody. I dial it up just a smidge to show that it does in fact have the medicine coming out of the syringe. If you don't get the tip twisted on here just right, the medicine will not come out the tip, and you'll think you've had administered it when you actually have not. So you always test to make sure that your medicine is coming out of your syringe. So now I'm going to dial it up right here to 1.8. That's how much I take every morning of the Victoza. Then I'm going to pull up my shirt in the same place where I cleaned previously. I'm going to inject my Victoza. This could be insulin in a pen form or what have you. This just happens to be Victoza. I have taken insulin the same manner. Okay, now I'm going to wait 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's just so that the plunger can come all the way down with its action and can do its thing. I'm going to take the needle tip off. You just untwist it like so. Sometimes it doesn't come off when you pull off the cap because you haven't quite untwisted it enough. Just go back and do it again. Now these are intended to be just one use insulin syringes, but I have found that I can use them twice. You're not really supposed to. The diabetes people, the pharmaceutical companies would like to get as much money out of you as possible, so they suggest you only use them once. And I'm sure they're cleaner and they're pristine and all that jazz. But in a situation where you can't get to your medical supplies quickly enough, you can use these needles more than once. I try not to use them more than twice because they do get dull and they start bruising you really badly. I have this nifty little storage pack I got from Avon that I keep all my goodies in. And this is the type of syringe that I'm using here. It's an Ultra Comfort insulin syringe. It delivers up to 1 cc of insulin, and it's a 31 gauge, which is a very tiny needle, which is why it doesn't really hurt that much. But like I said, I can use these 1 or 2 times I've already used this one twice, so I'm going to dispose of it. And I have a laundry detergent bottle that I used for those purposes. So I'm going to put that to the side. I hope you were able to learn something from this morning. The way that I drew the insulin out of the vial and used the syringe and everything like that, that's the way you're going to do it for any medication that you would deliver to a fatty zone, like your stomach, the backside of your arm, your buttocks, your hips, any of these areas you could use for insulin and several other types of medication depending on what you're administering. But for sure with insulin, that's how you want to do it. So it's really simple. It's not as scary once you've done it a few times. It's like no big deal. I've been doing it now for, gosh, let's see, since I was 28 and I'm now 38. So I've been doing it officially for 10 years. I was diagnosed with diabetes, type 2 diabetes actually, and they were worried it might be type 1, but it turned out to be type 2 when I was only 28. So, that's the fun stuff of diabetes. Now, should this not bring my sugar down enough, I will use a sliding scale after breakfast in about 2 hours. If my sugar is still too high, I will use my sliding scale with a fast-acting insulin to bring my sugar down. And I'm not sure if I have my sliding scale in here or not. I may have it. Yeah, I have an extra one in here. I've made copies of this. I got it from my doctor, and I made copies and laminated them. Okay, this is my insulin sliding scale. And these are your blood sugar rates. If your blood sugar is 140 to 180 when you test it, you give yourself 2 units of fast-acting insulin. It kind of takes the math out of it for you, so you don't have to figure it up so quickly. So if you keep one of these handy, it works pretty well. Now, what I just took was a combination of fast-acting and slow-acting insulin. 75% slow-acting insulin that will last me throughout the day. 25% of it was fast-acting insulin that will begin to work right now so that my sugar can come down before I eat. And you can see here, if my sugar was at 200 and something, I should have taken 4 units of fast-acting insulin, but I'm not going to worry about that right now because it was time for me to administer my combination insulin anyways, which is a mixture of the two. So I just went ahead and administered that. But you can see here, if your sugar is greater than 400, you're to take 12 units and go to the doctor the next morning. Usually if your sugar is above 400, you either have some sort of infection or other illness that is causing that, or something that you're taking has gone bad, like your insulin has gone bad and it's not being effective. And when your insulin gets too hot and goes bad, it is the wrong shape for your cells to use, for lack of a better way to explain it. So when your insulin is older, if it gets too hot, you have to use more of it in order to for it to be effective. Okay, so if you accidentally leave your insulin in the car or your monitor in the car, which I'm advising you do not do because my sister-in-law did that with hers and it was toast after that, it would not work. So try not to leave those kinds of important things in the car because they can be ruined from high temperatures. But that's what happens to your insulin should you leave it in a hot place, or, you know, at room temperature it doesn't go bad so quickly, but if you're going to leave it in the car or something like that, it will go bad very, very quickly. So that is how you administer your insulin, how you take your blood sugar and everything. It's a pretty simple process once you get used to the idea and you get over the fear of it. So hope you guys could learn from this, and I'll see you later. A Crosby 74 signing off.